Good afternoon, teacher. Good afternoon, classmate. Well, today we are going to discuss about the effects of teachers' commitment on student achievement. The members of the group are Erika Santamaria, Catherine Quiña, and me, Helen Davalos. So let's start. Let's start with a little introduction. What can you say about the journal, Catherine?
Good afternoon, guys. Okay, I think the effects on teacher commit. This type of teacher are focused on the passion for their job. So I think the passion is the main factor to do something. I consider the teacher try to find new ways to teach or new strategies for the students have the student achievement. So I think it is the first opinion for me. What do you think, Helen?
Okay, I am agree with you. I think that in this topic we can recognize that the emotion, in this case, or motivation, is one of the critical factors for an effective learning. And what do you think about this, Eric?
Yes, I agree with our ideas. I think in this paper that the most important is to do something for your passion. So or your commitment for your profession. That is when you become aware of the importance of by the development of the work in some areas. In this case, the role of teacher during his job.
Yes, you're right. I think that passion is motivation, and teachers try to seek something new. So they try to care and learning, also the teacher learning and the student learning too, new things. Let's continue. Teacher commitment and effective teaching. What can you say about this, Erika?
Okay, Helen, I think that there are some aspects that the teacher will have to perform in his profession. That is first the passion work, the values, the moral, the commitment to bring a quality education. So for this part, it's important that to accomplish of the coding of the deontology, that is the set of duties that the teacher to be accomplished during his performance. For example, aquí, in this case, the most important part is that teaching gives teacher the responsibility to explore constantly new ways of teaching to develop learning experience. It's important to reach another strategies that the students are happy to learn.
Yes, you're right. As you mentioned before, I think that passion is one important factor to inspire and motivate teachers and learners too. What do you think now, Catherine, about this?
Okay, I agree with your ideas. I think the teacher coming is the person who is responsibility for the teaching process. So I consider this type of teacher, the teacher coming should be have the principal factors when teach. For example, you mentions the passion for the work, motivation for the students and for them. Also, another this teacher have the inspiration or vocation for this career. I think the teacher coming are focused on the effective teaching because he type of teacher are focused to look for new alternatives to students improve or the students achievement their goals or a good performance.
Yes, I am agree with you. I think that teacher commitment is associated with creating an effective learning environment in which students enhance their ability for graded achievements. And finally, we have quality education. as mentioned here, it is fundamental to understand the needs of a student in education. Yes, you're right. As a teacher, we have a role of an intermediate, as we mentioned in the other videos, I think. So in here, we need to know how to control some situation in those cases with the students. Let's continue with the following theme, that is teaching with passion. What do you think about this, Erika?
Okay, Helen, I think that is the most important of the teacher to conduct that represent the love of his profession, and I think that teaching is only to learn the subject, but the teacher is more confident with the communication with their classroom.
Okay, yes. And what about you, Catherine? What do you think about teaching with passion?
So I agree with Erica. I think the passion is the main factor in the education, not only in education, in all profession, in all things to what do you do. I think the passion in the education is the motivation, or it is the principal factor, because the teacher not only focus on teach the general knowledge. The teacher is focused on teach, for example, moral principles, values, or the different things that is very important for the teaching process. I consider the people, there are many professionals who don't love their jobs or their career. Also in the future, I think these people with boring or with hate this job, and these persons maybe will have a low effective in this job. Therefore, I consider the passion is very important in the teaching, because you love your job, you love your teach. Also,
Yes, I am agree with both of you, because passion is an important factor for teachers, because we need to love what we do. We need to reflect in our work what we are doing. We need to reflect to the students that we love teaching. And also this is going to improve our environment and our teaching and learning process. Let's continue with, yeah. So what can you tell us about a little conclusion about the journal, Erika?
Okay. I think the most important part to give this space that is in the school, that provides learning environments where communication is necessary between the teacher and a student, where they can support each other and solve the problems that they have in their academic or personal life. Also, the teacher is the guide that that's the people to inspire of the students and invest their time to teach.
Yes, I am agree with you, because when teachers are involved in developing their teaching profession, they can influence the students' achievement. So it is important, the teacher's commitments. And what about you, Catherine? What can you tell us about this?
okay, I think I would like to something. I think the teacher comments are the best teachers in the education, because these teachers are careful about for these students. I think they try to create a harmonious environment for these students, and they try to give is teaching process, and so the students acquire a good knowledge in the education. Finally, I would like to say the people need to choose what do you love. For example, in the preservist teacher, you understand what do you love if you was a good or not teacher in the future. So I consider the people need to select this career with love or with passion. So thank you.
Yes, Well, as a little conclusion that I can provide is we can say that patience, the patience is important for teachers because they are going to help us to reflect how was our teaching class. I am going to reflect if my class was where or was bad or was good. So I can say that this is going to prove. No, this is going to yes, this is going to prove that I am taking my profession seriously. Okay. So this is all for our presentation, our discussion. Thank you a lot, mates and teacher.
Okay, thank you, Helen.
Thank you. Bye bye.